within 1 minute after them dying.
So what's the plan? War.
Times they are changing.
We need you to fight them, to show them who we are.
Oh Lord, my Lord and Savior, please deliver me.
Gun or
You know, you could put him in your iPod or something.
Yeah, you shoot someone by
my
mistake.
microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my food's ready.
Bing.
You make a mistake, you're probably like, no, it was my fault, not you, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, it takes some of that guilt off. There's so many benefits.
Ramen noodles again?
Yeah. Not the spoon,
I got
not the
another
metal
one.
spoon.
So how much of this can we expect throughout the game? Like, maybe you don't have to give an exact number, but how many times does that happen? Would you say pretty frequently?
Okay, so over the course of the game, 2000 AD fans will be familiar with this, but basically it's you and your three main buddies,
Right.
who we saw in the opening cutscene there. So there's Helm, who's implanted in your helmet. He gives you the ability to hack into things and project holograms of yourself to distract the enemy.
Okay.
You've got Gunner, who you implant in your rifle. He helps you with your aiming and all sorts of other kind of gun-related activities, sniping and the like.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and then there's Bagman, who goes in your backpack, and he hands you ammunition and health, as Robbie will be about to show us here. You've got a really cute little way of healing yourself. Just after this cutscene, he actually brings out a little mechanical arm and sticks you with an injection, which is a distinctive way to do it.
The comic is just so suited to video games. It's amazing. There's so many cool gadgets, and then we've got really awesome set pieces like having big vehicles, and there's a lot of sort of iconic places from the. Here we go. I'm going to hit myself. A lot of iconic places directly from the comic that comic fans will recognise, but will just be cool as well to.
Yeah, you unlock all sorts of new powers over the course of the game as well. You have to salvage material from dead Nords and materials you find around the place, and use that to convert into ammunition and stuff, and upgrade your weapons and your abilities. So there's a lot of depth to it.
There's an interface where I can actually take those resources and convert them to the way I see fit.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it sounds like, it's not required, but if you want to really kind of enjoy the depth of the game even further, you can just read the comics and get into the universe. And
Absolutely.
That sounds really cool. And so you said the comics will come out around the same time, about the same time as the game release?
We're looking for July actually. Yeah, it'll be a free comic. We'll do it digitally for people, and then we'll hopefully have it at SDCC if we can get printed in time. That'd be cool.
Awesome. And where can people go to find out more about Rogue Squad?
RogueTrooper.com.
Trooper, yep.
We'll be updating stuff from E3. We're doing an exclusive Let's Play from our own dev room later today, which we'll put up as well. But
awesome.
You guys are first, though. So,
that's awesome. The game looks great, and I just want after just seeing how cool the universe is, I just want to go read the comic or just find out about the universe. I want to see how it ties into Drudge Dredd's portion of the world and this world, and how to how do they interact. This is just deep in space where they're fighting this battle, and
this is kind of far away from Judge Dredd.
But it's cool. It's all in the same kind of 2000 AD universe.
Yeah.
And for the video that you're recording upstairs, where will that be visible? Is that gonna be on YouTube or?
Yeah, that'll be. We'll upload it. We're going to do a little bit of editing, and we'll upload it to our YouTube channel, which is Rebellion 2000 AD, all in one.
Rebellion 2000 AD.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Right.
The game looks really great. I can't wait to
you.
check out the comic. I'll be at San Diego Comic-Con. Check it out. Check out the game, and it looks hype, dudes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
There you guys. All right, cool. Guys, hang right there. We got some more action coming right at you.
one day, my PC goes through a lot. My computers need to be very good because I'm very demanding with them.
I always have like multiple programs running.
I have my Spotify open. I have my video game open, which is obviously Counter-Strike.
With the i7s and the new generations of computers, you can multitask, you can do a bunch of things. When I compete in tournaments and the whole world is watching, I really need to have the best performances and just the best tools for me to be able to succeed.
So what's the plan? War.
Times they are changing.
We need you to fight them, to show them who we are.
Oh, Lord. My Lord and Savior, please deliver me.
Teach you how to fly, teach you how to die. The spirit in the sky. When you die in a second of rest, someone will lay you right down with the rest. Yes.
When I die, they leave me to rest. I'm gonna go to a place that's the best.
Hey everybody, welcome back to E3. I'm your host Seltzer, joined on the couch by Swifter because we have a big game to discuss. It's Lawbreakers. We've got Cliff Blazinski on the couch. We've got Arjan on the couch. Guys, introduce yourselves and tell the people how you're involved in Lawbreakers.
My name's Cliff Blazinski. I've been in this business for 25 years. This is not my first rodeo or E3, and my voice is not completely fucked yet. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Boss Key Productions, and we're a team of about 65 people now.
Wow.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, right.
We founded the studio in Raleigh, North Carolina. This summer it will have been 3 years ago, and I couldn't do anything without this guy.
Tell me why.
I'm Arjen. I'm a COO and a co-founder. So I called him up like 4 years ago, kind of to just get him out of retirement and get his lazy ass in shape. So we started the studio together. So I do a lot of things, management stuff, but also do a lot of programming and stuff. So make the game run really fast and all that.
He does all the real work. He basically runs the company, and then he pulls me aside. He's like, "Oh, I made it so you can scale the HUD," and I'm like, "Good God, you're still hands-on, man. This is crazy."
Well, you guys have an incredible studio. Tell me a little bit about what kind of team it takes to build a game like Lawbreakers.
It's a really eclectic one. When we started the studio nearly 3 years ago, I didn't know who we would attract talent-wise. I was assuming it would be like people out of Epic, over in Cary, North Carolina, across the road from us. But I wound up getting people out of Sucker Punch, people who worked on Infamous, right? I wound up getting the art director of PlanetSide 2, Trammell, effects artist that worked on Tomb Raider.
Wow.
So, part of it's people who were on the West Coast.
Right.
And I'm not saying the West Coast isn't awesome. The problem is it's ridiculously expensive.
Sure.
So it's like, hey, you have a family and you want a yard and you want to have a dog, come to North Carolina where you can get a nice house that's relatively affordable.
Yeah. I've got like a forest in the yard and deer and foxes and coyote and stuff. And
Neighbors with guns.
There's that.
Welcome to the South.
Oh, it's a different environment, but it sounds like you've pulled together an incredible team. Where did you find these people? You're telling us all out of these different studios. How did you select them to be part of this team? Like, what was the feature among all these people that you wanted?
I have a no asshole rule.
Okay, that's an important rule.
I personally make sure that I take every prospective employee to the coffee shop that's across the street from the studio, and I sit them down and I look them in the eye and I'm like, so tell me about yourself.
Right.
What's your story? And one of the little tests that I do often is when you take someone who you're going to interview and possibly hire at your company, look how they treat the service industry staff.
Ah, right.
If they're dicks to them, they're just terrible people. So, because service industry people are amazing at like the restaurant and bar business, and if they're good to them, they're good. And you let the resume speak for itself, and also allow the selection process to actually work. I trust our employees to kind of vet people and make sure that they're not only talented but not assholes.
But now your secret test is out, man. Now people out there know. They've heard you. Now it's like
Fair
one
enough.
of you. Yeah. Test number 2.
We'll still find out if
right.
Well, one of the things is like between Ariane, myself,
Right.
and Trammell, our art director, and some of the other folks at the studio, we've been in this business for years. So it's literally 2 degrees of separation these days. So if somebody's like not a good person,
It gets around, right?
we will find out.
Yeah.
So that's the rule in life: is don't be an a-hole.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, how do you feel like this collection of good hearts and good people has come together to affect this game? Like, what about this unifying factor has been apparent in Lawbreakers?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a miracle that a video game ever ships.
Yeah.
It is literally the perfect blend of art and science.
Right.
And you're taking people, when they're more experienced, they have to check their egos at the door.
Mhm.
And we've had our growing pains.
Sure.
There's times where I take somebody to coffee and they're like, I want to strangle my lead. And I'm like, calm down. Everything will be good. You're at an independently owned studio making an original intellectual property. It's a ton of fun. And when we have play tests, everyone's rushing to the lab to play the game. These are good things. You're not living in Burbank working on Call of Duty 46. No offense to Call of Duty.
No, exactly that, right? People really feel ownership and pride about kind of making this, right? And that's something that we came up with, right? Everybody's ideas are valid, right? And we're listening to everybody instead of like some other company that made the game first and then you're making like sequel and all that stuff, right? So people are like super excited about doing that. Right, and there's not many opportunities because, look at the amount of number 2, 3, 4, or whatever around us, right? It's all these sequels always.
All right.
And to our publisher's credit, Nexon, they were like, they don't come to me and be like, hey, I played a game with crafting the other day. Can you put crafting in the game? Or more exploding barrels, or you need more characters with purple hair. There's never any of that, which, this guy's worked at other publishers. I have as well. And it's like, it's really free and clear in regards to the creative process.
Well, with all these considerations, how long has it taken you to make this game? When did you start, and how close are we to the end?
So the game's coming out August 8th.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's soon. That's one of the soonest releases we've said on this
Well,
stage.
I really feel like we're finally getting a lot of hype for the game, where I'm starting to see people with the Deadzo logo walking around the show floor. We have that great banner outside, and the end is near, but it's really the beginning, because we're in the world, and the terrible term that a lot of the publishers use is games as service.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, we're revealing our 9th role/class. Is it the final one? No, I've already played the 10th one, which will be available after launch for free. So we're not going to nickel and dime people with some of that BS DLC that you see a lot of.
What they see is what they're gonna get, and like that's like the package,
Yeah,
right?
we just
Like-
want to keep more characters coming. We want to
Right.
see more environments coming. We want to just grow the experience, new game modes, and players will ultimately decide what the best game mode is, what the actual map that they want to play is. They'll reconfigure the game with our custom game to let us know what settings they think are the best, and maybe eventually be an esport. But I'm not gonna force that.
So you've and one of the things you announced too was it's just a multiplayer game. So you've put it at just the multiplayer price point, right?
Yeah.
So what do we get with the game purchase itself, and what can we do beforehand to make sure that we get this game?
And how
as
much
soon as
is it?
Comes out?
Well, one thing at a time, guys.
Tell us, Cliffy.
I'm getting it from
Multiple
both ends here. Double
Alright.
barrel right here. So the game's $29.99.
Okay.
It's none of that $60 multiplayer only bullshit.
Right.
I've seen that way too
alright.
much. There is a $39.99 edition that has more awesome skins that you can get. It's called the Dead Zone Deluxe. That's optional. However, we are $29.99 entry point, and a bunch of maps, a bunch of game types, 9 roles, 18 characters, tons of different skins for those that you can get via our crate system. And hop online. It's a very skill-based game. Our matchmaking's on point now, where we're at the point where you get about a 50-50 kind of win-loss
Oh, there we
ratio.
go.
That's pretty much life. You want win some, lose some.
Right.
And when you're a high skill-based game, you don't want to get dumpstered every time you play because nobody likes a blowout.
That's a quick way to uninstall for me. I mean, you just
Yeah.
need that balance.
Are you
there,
saying
right?
you're terrible?
I'm absolutely terrible. I'm that one. I just want to win once in a while, and I'll feel good. You know. I mean, that's all I want.
Well, it's so even in our own lab, like we have Ned, who always plays as the damn assassin. And I'm like, Ned, try something else, please. Anything else besides the assassin. And he's really, really good. And then when we get in the wild, we had an event with some YouTubers and Twitch streamers, and just watching these young folks with their young reflexes.
Right.
And I'm just like, holy crap, this is Ender's Game. It's unbelievable how good they are.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
find the
a
next
love.
guy who's gonna save the world through Lawbreakers.
There we go.
But there's and we'll get into this later as we discuss Lawbreakers. But there's a lot of those endgame features there where you play with gravity. It's such a fun, exciting game. I did get my hands on it, but I think a lot of the players are going to be really excited to get this Dead Zone Deluxe Edition because it adds so much in the form of colors. No pay to win whatsoever,
None
right?
of that, no.
All right, well let's check out the Dead Zone Deluxe trailer. Did you see anything you liked in there,
Those
Swifter?
skins were like absolutely hot. I'm curious, like who on the team is like in charge of like creating those like badass skins.
Well, so we every Friday we get together and
Right.
we have a company meeting, right? And Ariana and I and the leads, we stand in front of the company, we say something inspiring because you want people to feel excited. We're going into the weekend and we had a great week, right? And the art department gets together and they show us some of the cool stuff that they're doing. And Dan, our designer, we had this problem where we wanted the main base characters to look really cool and aspirational.
Right.
But not too cool. So Dan and I would get in these fights where it's like, oh, that's the same thing with when you look at Maverick. You know, she had the aviator shades on, and they got removed. And
Right.
There were going to be a skin you could get, and I'm like, okay, the base character that needs to be a defining characteristic.
Right.
Same thing when you look at Sunshine. The girl, she has those awesome Afro puffs. With
Sure.
the upgraded skin, right? It
Right.
reminds of like some Mickey Mouse silhouette, which looks really cool. She has that heart in her chest that she can do the Care Bear stare out of.
Right.
And just like blast everybody with these lasers. And it's one of those things I was like, she needs the giant boots and the heart. Everything else, can be different.
Right.
And so every Friday we'd get together and we'd look at all these skins and we're like, these look great. I think people want these. And it's amazing the power of cosmetics. In our game, unlike other FPSs, you can actually see your legs when you look down. So it's like, oh, look at these new pants. These are great. Look at the fade on these jeans, right? This is great. And also, we have a weapon inspection button like Counter-Strike,
right?
Where you can pick up your weapon and actually like look at my skin. Look at how good that is. And we were playing this game for a year and a half until we started seeing different weapon skins. And then suddenly I'm like, oh my God, there's a dinosaur on my rocket launcher. And the sheer power of that alone, I mean, the fashion industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and that actually translates to some extent to games.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of pride behind that. Yeah, absolutely.
And we were spending a lot of time on that stuff, right? So Tramel's been chasing all that stuff up, and it's like he's been working long hours and all that. You know, the thing is, you see all these things kind of in isolation, like 2D renders and all that, and it looks cool. But finally, like 2 weeks ago, I sat down in the game and I was looking through everything in the game. We're like, so much stuff, right? It just keeps going on and on. And in 3D with the shading and like the reflection and everything, it really starts to pop.
It winds up kind of like you're at a car show, like when you can see a 2D photo of something, and then when you actually rotate it, you see how like the kind of like subdermal UE4 rendering, and like you get that like glimmer and everything, and you're like, ooh.
Shiny.
Actually, I was hoping that we would have our voice actors for the characters actually when you hit I to inspect the weapon, go, ooh, nice, but we didn't get around to that, unfortunately.
Well, is that like something you want to throw in like later on, or is that like
we are in full ship mode right now.
Right. Oh, so that's a priority, right?
But, feature creep. Stop it.
He yells at me. But what we have actually is we post-release now. Like game developers, when you ship a game, sometimes you get bummed. It's like the game's out. I guess we're just going to make some shitty DLC and nickel and dime people for it. We're not going to be in that mode. We're going to be in, okay, like I said, roll 10, what's the new map, the new mode? And when I play the game in the wild with all of you out there and you completely destroy me, I'm going to be like, well, you guys are enjoying this game with these 9 rolls, 18 characters, but I've played roll 10. I know what roll 10's about. And then when roll 10's out, I'm going to be like, oh, but roll 11's going to be even better. And hopefully we just keep it going and, make the game a service, as the publishers would like to say.
Well, there is something to be said for every time I log into a game, I like to find something new. I like to feel like the game's alive. So I understand for you guys, it must be so much more work and so much more insane.
There's also the power of what's in the box. There was an entire Wired cover that happened a while ago where J.J. Abrams was explaining the power of what's in the box, going back to 7, of course. I'm dating myself. But we had, so like I said, the YouTubers and the Twitch streamers come out, and the first thing they do, we gifted them just to kind of give them a taste of what the game would be like. Oh, here's your stash drops. Here's like 4 or 5, and immediately they're like clicking through it. You're like, oh my God, I have an avocado skin for my rocket launcher, and they're all equipping it, and like you're seeing it online, and it keeps the game fresh and interesting and unique.
Exactly.
Well, you guys added not just weapon skins and not just player skins, but there's some other cool stuff you can do too. I was a fan when we went to play Lawbreakers last week, where you can kick people in the face.
Yep.
And there's different brands that they see when they get the foot in the face.
Yeah. So what we thought long and hard about what the melee would be in this game. We do have the stabby with the Wraith. We have Kitsune and Hellion with the blades. But we're like, well, what else can we do? So F is kick. So this is Sparta.
Right.
You kill somebody with that, you get a boot in the face. And one of the streamers suggested to us, they're like, can I get an F your couch? As per too soon, Charlie Murphy. Thank you very much. But the next day, I showed him on my phone. It's like, we have that done. We have your F your couch. We listen to feedback. And it's all about that community.
That's all. That's been like a really integral part of I guess growing the game, or I guess fine tuning it, right? Having the streamers and like this community kind of come in, play the game. Like, how has that been for you guys working so closely with the community?
I mean, it's all about who's playing the game, who's giving us feedback, and listening to it. We tightened up Overcharge to make it significantly better. After the beta, we found the Romer's shotgun was way too spammy. We need that feedback. Like I said, our betas are real betas. They're not bullshit marketing betas. We're like, oh, it's our beta. The game's out next week. And you know as well as I, that's not how it works.
Yeah. No, and I think we've started playing the game with people, right, in 2015 already. Right, so we had our first event on PAX Prime back in the day. At like 5, the 5v5s. The game is very different, right? But every time we're doing these events and making the game better, right? Taking all that feedback on board, etc. So yeah, last year we did all these alphas, and that was awesome. And we got a lot of feedback, and then we kind of, there was so much feedback, we had to kind of huddle back down and kind of look at, okay, what's the next stage, right?
Right.
And it took us some time to get there, right? And really introduce all that stuff, right? Because internally we played with like 4 roles for a long, long time, and now we're like 9, right? So that's the past year, right? We really kind of made the game like twice or more bigger and support.
It's almost like the team's been working their butts off.
Yeah, there's that.
What's your favorite bit of feedback been from these influencer meetups?
They want it faster.
Faster?
Yeah, when we put the alpha out, people found that, when you play this game and it's so about this kind of like gravity-defying combat that they gravitate towards, for lack of a better term, gravity. Sure. These kind of vertical characters, but the heavies are actually rather mobile when you know how to use them by blind firing and modified gravity and rocket jumping.
Great. Well, we have a video with some of the influencers that got a chance to talk to at the last event, so why don't we hear what they had to say?
The speed of this game is intense.
1,000 decisions a minute. This is hardcore PvP.
Your instincts take over. It's primal.
It's exhilarating. Full frontal fury. A million miles an hour.
Literally from every angle.
I was shaking after the matches ended. It was like a high.
One of the fastest games that I've ever played.
Are you ready for another one? I'm like, I just need a minute, man. I'm shaking. I'm shaking over here.
I think the thing people are going to find in this game the most enjoyable is simply how difficult it is.
There's a pretty impressive skill gap. You can't just sit down and dominate within an hour or two.
Practical skill required, precision aiming, the ridiculously fast movement.
Mechanically, it requires a lot of aim, a lot of vision and game sense. It's a twitch shooter. It's how a twitch shooter should be.
The action's going to press you, and if you don't keep on top of it, you're just going to get blown off the map.
I think team comp is definitely a huge thing for this game.
As we're flying around in zero gravity, you know, it's kind of a new situation for us. How do you keep up with your tank and protect them and heal them, also protect your healer and peel off them while DPS is still being affected and they're being supported? It gets crazy very quickly.
The gravity is the biggest thing because that adds so much verticality, and you combine the different movement systems of each character where some characters have teleports and some characters have dashes. This gets really wild and insane.
Now, literally anywhere you look is potentially an attack point.
I am literally under the map, saving myself from a grappling hook, whipping myself into the air, shooting at anyone below.
You need to check every possible corner. People are going to fly you with jetpacks, they're going to fly at you with double swords. You're going to have
someone that could just jet up in the sky, and all of a sudden now you have to worry about getting up there.
There's some abilities that I just haven't seen before.
Medic role is actually phenomenal. Well, it's battle medic, they call it. So it's not one of those medics where you have to sit back. It's not even a thankless role anymore because I'm out there slaying, killing with the rest of my team while keeping them alive.
Wraith's got a really good one. With the sliding and the jump into 0G, that's great. Getting like through the map that fast is ridiculously fun.
I've been using the Vanguard to drift off the side, so I've been coming up behind the enemy. It took like 3-4 rounds before they caught on.
With the gunslinger, he's a very precision character, so just spinning around and popping someone in the head real quick, it feels great.
The game is just aggressive all the time.
And this game gives you so much variety of motion.
I never felt more tested.
It makes you think in a completely different way.
The fastest speed I've ever seen in my life. Crazy when you're playing.
That's an exciting video. And we've got one of those influencers who got to have that hands-on experience here with us on the couch. Bricky, we saw some of your gameplay there. Nice job.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you. Thank
Wild
you.
moves.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to seeing myself on camera and stuff, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
He got really used to Bunny, wrecking him as the gunslinger right there.
Bunny's a beast, though.
Bunny is great. Yes, Bunny's fantastic.
Right. So you got invited to come and get a hands-on with this game. So just from your perspective, I just want to know what your first thoughts were.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It is very difficult. That's one of the more enjoyable things I had when I was playing it, is that even though it doesn't matter the class you play or what kind of play style you have, regardless, it's going to be really difficult, especially when you got people like Bunny, like Fantasy, just absolutely on your ass consistently the entire game. And it gets really difficult, and you really have to test yourself. You really have to go forth and put that extra milestone for your aiming, for your tactics, for your team comp, and hard, very hard.
I've been saying lately, I think we made the Dark Souls of first-person shooters.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I hate Dark Souls in a good way. So you know, same thing.
Frustrating. But you put in the time. I mean, it paid off, obviously, right? Like, you know, you put in the effort. You thought about the game and your opponents, and you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, once eventually, you know, it's not just like who can aim better. Of course,
Right.
There's a bunch of strategy in the map and such. Eventually, we're playing a turf war on the new map, and I was just running as the Juggernaut, and I would just fire backwards around the entire map, and no one would notice me there. And so when they have one person trying to cap the point, I'm just like.
That's
gone,
part of Turf War.
dead. And I took the points. I'm like, sweet.
Turf War has those great strats where you have A, B, and C, and people sometimes forget their home base because they assume somebody's going to defend it. So if you can blind fire around the map or use the jump jets or the grappling hook and go around the side, you're sitting there holding the point. You're like, nobody's here. Okay, 3, 2, I got it. And then of course you capture the point. And you use the impulse that comes off to fly to the next one.
Yep.
See, you got involved in the beta early on. How essential is it to bring in people like Breaky to test this game? And how available is the beta going to be before? Is there going to be one before?
Oh, yeah, so there's going to be another beta. Yes. So June 28th, it's closed beta. We want to make sure the servers are all working. We don't face plant like some other games do, because we've seen this plenty of times. So for a couple days, it's going to be if you have a key, or sign up on lawbreakers.com to get a key. And then June 30th, we're going full open, our Rise Up beta. Look, if you've seen anything about this game, if it piques your interest, if you want to kick people in the face, experience zero gravity, blind fire, play as all these awesome characters, open beta, download the game, give it a go, give us feedback, because we think the game's balanced, but it's probably not going to be. People are going to find exploits. They're going to find all the shit that they could do that we did not know about, and we're going to have to, be like our hair on fire at the studio. Fix it, fix it, fix it, right? We're going to have all these insane internal debates. We're going to look at the data behind the scenes, and we're going to make a gut check to balance the game and hopefully make it better.
Yeah. It's funny, right? Because we do these betas, and then there's like this lone guy in the forum, like hating on something. You're like, people are listening to him like, oh god, we have to change this, and then we're looking at the data, and it's kind of invalid, or he has a valid point, right? It can go either way, and then so that's the stuff, right? You have the qualitative stuff, just listening to people directly, right? Tell me what you think, right? And then the data, it's like, well, people don't play a certain class, or they don't swap weapons, or that kind of stuff, right?
Or this is OP, or you nerfed this, and it's just, always like we call it the pendulum. Because it's like sometimes something's overpowered and then we modify it. Like the gunslinger in our early beta was way overpowered. There was like a bug where you could get headshots way too easily.
Yeah, you would one-shot assassin, it's just across the map, just gone.
Yeah. Exactly, and I think Bunny was using that on you actually.
You nerfed it since then, so he was two-shotting.
Since that we nerfed it too much and we're trying to find the midpoint.
Okay, well, I found out, too, some of the data that you guys pull from these betas is not just... It's so precise. It's who died to when, where on the map, like what class is killing the other class, and what bullet everyone is dying to. And it's so precise that it's really allowed you to kind of tweak the game and build these maps differently, right?
Well, the way we use it is we listen to the data, we listen to the feedback, and we trust our gut. And so the maps that we're making are, as we said, very vertical, and we can actually track where people are killed on the maps as well, on the X, Y, and Z axis.
That's pretty incredible. And do you have some strong feelings about where you were killed and what you were killed by?
Sometimes, like Bunny is a big one. On the topic of those little exploits mentioned a little bit before, one thing that we learned about is the Wraith has this little jab, but eventually it would carry you with momentum.
Yeah.
So we would jump off the map, all the way off the map, but just keep on going, and we just get all the way to the ceiling of the map, and eventually, you guys fixed that since then. But
that's going bye-bye.
Yeah, it's one of the more enjoyable things, just going all the way up and over.
That's what these bastards found all this stuff, and we're like, we'll fix that. This is
You're
not
the
way
reason
we
they put ceilings on the map.
Someone's got to do it.
Well, speaking of maps, we've got a trailer for a brand new map, so let's check it out.
As a task-built and operated structure that exists in near suborbital elevation, Vertigo is a map that elevates Lawbreaker's gravity-defying combat to a new level, providing spherical gravity and engaging traversal options. Whether you use the game's experimental G40 gravity spheres to sling yourself toward the objective, or showcase your skill by grappling onto patrolling drones for a sneak attack, Vertigo is all about push and pull, and looking cool while you do it. From a fictional perspective, Vertigo stands as one of many observational outposts, and by nature of its design, a combat training facility for task operators to learn advanced zero-G maneuvers. Circling beholder drones sweep the Earth below for gravity anomalies, and the G40 gravity spheres serve task gravity experimentation and also as training equipment for task's latest and greatest enrollments. Regarding gameplay, Vertigo is all about getting from one point of the map to the other quickly, and using the map's unique features to get the advantage. Since it's one of Lawbreaker's smallest maps, many roles have movement abilities that can get you to objectives fast, and fortune certainly favors the bold. You can bypass the map's walkways entirely, staying out of sight, or make sure you're good enough or risk falling to your death. Since the map is tight and small, teamwork is key. Make sure you always have a strong defense on objectives, and if you're on the defense, always watch your base's flanks. Vertigo is a high-risk, maximum reward map the team at Bosky Productions always wanted to make. It's fast, frantic, and for those high-skill players, a true showcase of what can be done in Lawbreaker's gravity-defying combat.
Cliff, this map.
That's nuts.
We have found overall in the history of shooters that snug maps are often the best. You go back to Ravendown in Gears, you go to Nuketown in Call of Duty, and this map is extremely snug, two sides. It's essentially the facing worlds of this game, and one of the things that it has that not all maps have are these gravity orbs, which you can use to kind of do a gravity-assisted launch, kind of like Angry Birds Space. And so when you combine that with kind of the low gravity in the middle and the snugness of the map, it's pretty hectic, it's pretty amazing, and it's pretty much the ultimate kind of culmination of the floor is lava of the game, aka the map.
Wow.
The gravity wells in the map are the reason that you guys got to get a hands-on in this game.
Sometimes I'll just sit there and circle around and sling rockets.
It's like never a dull moment on that map, though,
Absolutely,
right?
but you blind fire, you rocket jump off the gravity orb, and like you're getting just effed from above.
Yeah.
That could have been a marketing line. You're effed from above.
I'll buy the shirt. So you guys, we have only a little bit of time left, and actually still a lot of things to pack in here.
Yep.
So you mentioned something about possible Twitch integration. Is that something we can talk about up here as
I
well?
hear that Twitch thing might be big.
Yeah,
Just a
they're
little bit.
pretty
I don't
cool.
know. I've heard of that Twitch before.
Yeah. So we're looking at that stuff, right? We really like what people are doing, right? And we have some cool ideas. It's pretty early to talk about it, so we're still like hard kind of at work, right? Obviously, you want to kind of figure out like linking accounts and all that, and then maybe showing stuff like in the game, like you can see who's online, who's streaming stuff, and then also maybe integrate friends. Right, but I know there's a lot of talk about all the kind of other cool things. You watch a stream, you get stuff.
Uh-huh.
So we're looking at all that stuff. We have some pretty cool things in the pipeline, but it's all like post-launch. So we kind of want to help people kind of stream the game, and there's a lot of new developments going on, and we're like talking to like the technical dudes at Twitch constantly to kind of and we come up with cool ideas that they've never heard of.
That's
before.
awesome. You guys are taking advantage of that. There's so much
Yeah.
cool stuff you could do.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
love
And
it.
I think I might get roped into TwitchCon this year.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That'll be good for us. We'll be happy to have you there. As a Twitch streamer, Swifter, does that excite you?
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised you haven't been there already. Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, we're in convention season, and half of my job is just being at the office. So we're at the point where there's 8 million conventions, Penny Arcade Expo, E3, GDC, and all that stuff. So can't do them all.
Well,
I do
convention
love
season
travel.
means that I need gear to wear. What do you got in the merch store for me?
We got a few things. So basically, it's one of those things that we actually have the official. People have asked me. They've seen the the Deadzo kind of logo for our game around the show floor. And they want to know where they can get the hoodies, where they can get that awesome hat that's been flying around. I was at the booth getting people super hyped about handing out the hats, and like we just fling it out to the crowd, and people love it. Get the zero gravity fucks given with the upside down view because got to keep it PG-13. Yeah, we basically want people to, experience our merch. I see some of our shirts in the crowd out there right there.
Look at that. Yeah, awesome.
Looking good, guys.
People love the good fashion.
All right. Well, in case they didn't catch it right here on Twitch, where can they go find out more information about the game, about the merch store, about everything?
Go to lawbreakers.com, bosskey.com. Follow us on social medias.
Yeah.
And hit us back.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much, Arjun.
Awesome.
Thank you, Cliff. Guys, let's check out this trailer one more time for Lawbreakers.
It's that good.
It's so good.
One time for the spirit in the sky, 2 times for the eyes on the prize. Last time for the moment that you die, don't cry, but it's in the sky. Bye bye.
Gonna teach you how to fly, teach you how to dive. The spirit in the sky. When you die in a second of rest, I'm gonna lay you right down with the rest. Yes.
When I die and they leave me to rest, I'm gonna go to a place that's the best.
Amazing trailer, and this game has inspired so much passion already. Cliff, who do you have on the couch with us now?
So this is Ricardo. I met him on the escalator at E3, and he's like, I'm a big fan. Let's get a photo. And I'm like, yeah. And then you had mentioned that you wanted to get a tattoo of our Deadzo logo, and I'm like, I will reimburse you for that. And so next thing I know, late last night, I'm looking, and you went over to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you got the gosh darn thing on you, right? Does that hurt? Does that hurt? Can I poke you? Can I poke you?
Oh, wow.
Fresh tat right there.
And so when I I unretired not only to like make great games, but for the fans who are willing to scar their bodies like to represent the hard work that everybody at the studio has done. And you actually, I don't know if you could see, you actually have the Unreal tattoo on your neck as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Kind of a tough angle to get right there.
True
but
fan right here.
I just want to know, where's the Gears tattoo?
No, well, the Gears 2 is here.
Oh shit!
Unbelievable!
wow.
You're three.
Blew him
I know.
away.
Thank you
guys
for your
brought along
support.
something
It,
special?
it honestly means the world to me.
And we have a
Thanks
cool
for me too.
swag bag for you with like
Oh my
some
God,
very
thanks
special
so
goodies.
much.
It's
Here
the
you go.
fucking least we can do.
Yeah.
No, thanks so much. I really love the game. All the people, well, all the staff, all Volsky, all the developers were contacting me yesterday, so they were like, "Oh my God, I love your tattoo." So I know this is kind of crazy, but yeah, it's like the way we do this.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
No, I really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Congratulations,
Thanks so much.
Ricardo.
Yeah, very nice to meet
Amazing
you.
tattoo.
Thanks.
Way to show the
Cliff,
love.
Arjan, thank you so much for
Wow,
coming up
thank
on
you.
stage with
Right.
us today. We have so much more from E3, a whole day of games for you, so don't go anywhere.
Thanks.
Turn the lights down low. Sipping on my whiskey while that tree burns slow. Plotting how we gon' get this money on the road. My guess is that you had plans of your own. Plans of your own. Cause you calling my phone. Last time we spoke, you were saying so long. Now you're hitting me up like what's going on? You must have forgot how you did me wrong. One of us wrong. I got the X-ray vision. I got the X. I got the X. See right through all these bitches. Move to the left. Move to the left. I got the X-ray vision. I got the X. I got the X. Maybe you thought you won, but I'm still undefeated. When I like. Stay when I like. Keep grinning like. All up in a lie. All up in a lie. Last I heard, you were chasing everything you thought you deserved. Living life like you'd rather be seen than heard. Playing with them matches till someone gets burned. Lessons get learned. Now you calling my phone.
Hi there, Ezekiel III here at E3 2017, day 2 of the convention itself. I'm sitting here with Swifter, my brother. How you doing?
Doing great, man.
Excellent, good to see you. And we're here with Robbie and Tim.
Yes, that's me.
Robbie and Tim here.
Morning.
We are going
Welcome
to
back.
take a look at Strange Brigade today. This game has not been released yet, so we have gameplay, which is super
Indeed.
important.
Yep.
But before we get to gameplay, you have 20 seconds to tell us about the game. Go.
It's a 1930s action adventure. Got a lot of influences from serials and Saturday matinees. It's a lot of fun, bit of co-op action, bit of puzzles, and a lot of traps.
When I saw a little bit of the trailer of it, and I watched a little bit of a video, and I just in my head I was going, like the spinning newspapers, like today on
That's exactly the
Strange Brigade. All right, we're actually gonna take a look. Without any further ado, let's check out the actual gameplay.
Okay, so all the characters have got different abilities and different weapon setups and things. Who are you going to go with, Rob?
I'm going to go with Frank because he's a solid choice for me. I'm better with the rifle. But obviously this game is 1 to 4 player co-op, so you can play with all 4 players if you've got buddies online.
That's awesome.
But just here, we're just going solo.
What's the special ability?
You'll see.
Ooh.
Well, if I can trigger it. If I don't, I'll have to tell you.
As you fight the enemies, you can build up a power bar and unlock like an amulet. It'll be a dashing attack.
Oh, you gave it away.
Oh, sorry.
I love it. That's exactly the voice I imagined in my head.
Yeah.
All right, here we
Okay.
go.
Let's get in.
Characters so vibrant.
Continent of wonders. Our intrepid heroes must seek out the fabled vessel of enlightenment. A task which brings them here, to this distant and dusty corner of the Empire.
That voice acting's so good.
Yeah.
Good point. Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the premise of the game? Like, the Strange Brigade is what?
So the Strange Brigade are essentially a special forces group like a secret special forces group working for the British government.
Okay.
In the 1930s, obviously fictional.
Right.
And they have been picked from places around the world for their special abilities, and in particular their ability to deal with the evil forces of the supernatural.
Okay, okay.
It'll take more than that to scare off the Strange Brigade.
I don't know if the production can turn down the game volume in our ears a little bit. It's hard for us to.
Yeah. So in this particular adventure, you're following in the footsteps of a rogue archaeologist who's uncovered an ancient Egyptian evil pharaoh queen, and in the process has unleashed all sorts of nasty mythical monstrosities across Egypt.
Oh, okay, okay.
You're going in to mop up essentially and try and sort it all out.
You're like the 1930s A-Team.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, very cool.
Yeah.
That feels so sad. I mean, just from looking in here, the sound effects sounds like so satisfying when you like take a shot and like just like the feel seems.
Yeah, we've tried to make all the weapons feel really meaty and satisfying.
I was wondering if that thing was a dud because you threw it out a long time ago and nothing happened.
Yeah,
I wasn't looking, Robbie. You.
It gets a bit hairy when you're waiting for that dynamite to go off.
That was like 5 misses in a row there.
Yeah.
I just saw.
Thanks for telling everyone.
They all saw it.
There's a Minotaur coming out here.
So you see that glowing orb over the trap there. If you shoot that, if he waits a moment, although
Come on, come at me.
Go on.
Oh,
he missed it.
Okay. So that's like a trap that you can
Yeah, the environment's
spring.
full of environmental hazards and traps and things that you can use to take out the enemies in more efficient and exciting ways than just your weapons.
Gotcha.
You just knocked off some armor over there on the enemy, so let's.
Yeah.
There we go. There was my special power. Just and I'm trying to chain.
No! Oh, dude. That was great though. Those traps can be used against you.
Yeah, so
Just
yeah,
about
if you
a
set it up
scratch.
at the wrong time, and when you're playing with friends, there's a lot of griefing opportunity for sure.
Oh, sure.
There is.
Also, our social media guy is obviously going to make a gif of that fail later.
When you're playing, like, let's say 2-4 player co-op online and someone does die, do you like respawn them? Do they respawn on their own? Do you have to wait until you guys are done with the scene?
So in the full game, yeah, people will be having to help resurrect each other. So
Right.
you'll probably have to be a bit more serious about whether you're going to grief everyone.
Right.
In this particular demo, we're being very friendly about it and just
Right.
having people spawn again out of sarcophagi.
Right.
But you
Well,
can tell
but a
we've got a very
scratch.
tongue-in-cheek humour to the thing. We're not really taking things very seriously here. We're poking fun
Sure,
at
yeah.
the British Empire at the time and the adventure serials and the general pulp media that serves as the inspiration for the story.
Right.
Oh yeah, like those old the things that Indiana Jones was inspired by.
Exactly, we're kind of coming from the same roots.
Yeah, you bet.
with a particular, more British flavour to it, I suppose.
Totally.
As we are British
I am
developers.
really
Now, are there any Americans, USA Americans here in this?
I
I mean, not that it matters. I'm
That's
just-
all right.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
That would be spoilers. In the current cast,
Oh, sorry.
current cast of 4 player characters, we don't have any Americans in there.
Who's what countries are represented?
Mostly Britain.
Okay.
We have a scholar, Professor Archimedes de Quincey, who's Oxford educated and expert in archaeology and the like.
Okay.
This is Frank Fairburn here, who is served rather well in colonial conflicts around the world as an expert with a rifle, although you wouldn't believe it the way Robbie's playing. We've got Gracie Braithwaite, who's like a tough northern lass, and she's an expert with a shotgun. And we've also got Nalango Rashida, who's actually a sort of a mythical version of a Maasai warrior.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so she's very cool as well.
Melee.
Yeah, all the characters have melee abilities, so you can like punch out the mummies, stomp them when they're down.
Okay.
Run at them. There we are.
Just
done it there.
Well, I was asking, is because I'm a lot like him. I can't aim or shoot very well.
Oh.
And
I see.
I'm just playing, man. But honestly, I can't. So I was just wondering if there's like a melee heavy character.
They all have particular specialties.
Okay.
If you build up your amulet, have you actually managed to do that yet, Robbie?
Yes. The power is like very spectacular.
So like that's where you're really going to shine. If you're not so strong on the gun, you can fall back on your other abilities. For
Okay,
sure.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Also, each character has the opportunity to open up special areas.
Yeah.
Only they can open up. So when you're playing it solo, you're going to have different areas that you can access depending on the character. So if it's on the Xbox and Nvidia stages at E3.
Okay.
So if you've got chance to play it through with multiple characters, then definitely give it a go.
So this
Now,
is,
there is co-op though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
and this was Xbox exclusive, like just Xbox really?
No, this is Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Oh, it is on PC. So if I'm a
yeah.
mouse keyboard person, I can jump in this mouse keyboard.
Sure.
Thank goodness. All right.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
terrible.
And Controller 4 live.
You just said you were terrible.
That's why. That's why I like controller.
Our boss is a mouse and keyboard person as well, so we will make sure that works.
All right. That's
No,
awesome.
no. First person games I do mouse and keyboard, but third
right.
person always controller for me.
I'm the same.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to swap weapons. I
The
haven't even figured that.
Kingsley.
Special repeater. Okay, yeah, we got a special weapon here as
Oh.
well.
I
You'll
was-
have noticed that you collect like gold as you go through the game. Lots of looting and treasure. You know, it's that kind of environment.
What's
And
the
you
gold
can
used
use
for?
that.
Oh, yeah,
you
sorry.
can you can spend that on weapons.
Oh, cool.
And upgrading things as you move.
So I've just picked up a special shotgun that has limited ammo, so you can get it in those weapon benches, but then it's only limited use.
Oh, I bet that's really satisfying. Just like you put
It
so
is.
much attention to
Robbie
guns
is
and
about to
stuff.
demonstrate how awesome it really is.
All right, I cannot wait.
It is the Krakatoa shotgun, which is a clue to what's so specially awesome about it.
Here he comes.
Oh.
Hopefully I'm going to survive a bit longer than the last boss.
So, like,
Oh, that is cool, man. That was really cool. Like he uses his mummy wraps to like pull up
What's
more
worse than
undead.
an undead mummy? It's an undead
Yeah.
mummy that raises other undead mummies from the undead. It's
So I'm trying to set fire to the characters here because that gives you you're sort of leveling up. Basically, any damage you do starts to combo together and chain, and then your fire rate becomes quicker, your ammo replenish becomes quicker.
Good.
And then you should hopefully charge up to get your special power. But
When does the game come out, dude? I'm like hyped to play this like
Me
with my
too.
friends. Yeah.
It's coming soon. We're in. We're in alpha at the moment. It's very much a case of like it's coming out when we're ready.
All right, right.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
so no like general like Q1 2018 or.
I'm not even going to go there.
Cool.
There-
Sounds
all right,
good.
I
That's
salute
totally
you, man.
fine. Hey,
When it's done, it's done.
listen, I'm a big proponent of finish it.
Yeah.
Make it, polish it, make it good. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. We got lots more games to show you or show everybody today. But this has been Strange Brigade. Look
correct.
for it sometime when
Yeah.
it's done. When it's
Absolutely.
good and ready. Where can we find you on the internet to see more updates?
StrangeBrigade.com. We'll be putting up live gameplay. We've already just put up a developer commentary yesterday on our YouTube, and that's Rebellion 2000 AD all in one.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys very much for showing it to us.
Thanks for having
It
me.
looks fantastic. Don't go away. We got lots more stuff coming to you right here on the E3 Twitch stage. Stay right there.
So what's the plan? War.
Times they are changing.
We need you to fight them to show them who we are.
Oh Lord, my Lord and Savior, please deliver
Hey everyone, welcome back to Twitch's coverage of E3 2017, live here from the Twitch booth. I'm Spamfish. This is my first time hosting here today, so I'm a little bit nervous, but it's great to be here with Oak Adrian.
What's up, buddy?
As my wingman and Andy here.
Hey.
To talk about Project Cars 2. Super excited to check this game out, and
cool.
A lot of new cool features I'm sure you're going to tell us about right now.
Yeah, exactly. We're excited to be here. Very, very gracious to be here and be Cars 2, which we've been working on for a while to show you guys like Project Cars. We announced Project Cars 2 straight after the release of Project Cars 1, in fact. Caused a bit of controversy there.
It did, I remember.
But that's fine. We did that because we knew we were onto a dead cert. The fans had helped us made the first game. Game full of all the and each help that they was actually made wanted get this amazing game, and therefore we knew that new as well. So we can all be on the same team, and the audience out there can be on a different team, and it'll keep track of all the team points.
How did you get up?
Or anything, you can play the cover car day one as soon as you put the disc in the drive.
It's all there to play from day one.
Absolutely. Choose any track, any weather condition, like it's anytime, anywhere. That's the catchphrase.
So how do you maintain accessibility for newcomers, right? So I see a lot of racing games, and there's a lot of games in this genre now that are more focused on open world, pick up and go here and there, where you're like confined to the track, which is nice for the true racing fan. But if I'm coming in and I know there's all these dynamic elements, like the weather, like the way the tire moves, how do you maintain that integral part of saying, all right, if you're brand new to the series, don't be intimidated, you can kind of learn as you come along?
Yeah, so I mean, that's something we've learned over the course of the last game to this one. In the previous game, we gave you tons of features and options and sliders and stuff, and actually it might have been a bit too intimidating. So our ethos going in with this one is, like you're alluding to there, we want to give you the full experience, the full hardcore sim experience, but we're also going to make it more accessible. So the whole user interface has been overhauled, so things that all the detail is there, but at a core level, you choose your track, you choose your car, you press start, and off you go into the actual race. But for those guys who want the advanced settings, they want to set up their wheel with the force feedback, they want to set up their triple screen monitors with vertical offset and the bezel size and all that kind of stuff, it's all there, but it's not as kind of in your face and overwhelming as it was in the first game.
And that's really good because often when you play a racing game, you might want to just drop in, have a couple of laps before dinner or before you go out for a night. And sometimes you might want to have the 3 monitors set up with your seat and do an online championship. And
Second, and the core thing.
So what's the plan? War.
Times they are changing.
the market in that broad spectrum must be a very difficult thing to do. It must be one thing, for average Joe just wants to go around a track and drive fast, but to be able to actually appeal to people that know racing, that know driving lines, that know the feel of the temperature of the tires or how that friction is going to affect that corner. That's going to be even more fun for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We go for pure authenticity on this stuff. Like when we laser scan all our new tracks that are going into the game, all that kind of stuff. So we put all that detail in there, and it's for the benefit of all players.
Oh well, I'm super excited to check it. Thank you for sharing the information about the game today. Is there a website anyone can check out, or a Twitter?
Yeah, check projectcarsgame.com, projectcarsesports.com for esports related stuff. Check all our social channels, projectcarsgame.com.
Awesome, thank you very much.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Here's a couple things you should know about Twitch Prime. Exclusive content like skins, characters, and boosts from games you love, plus free games.